Hey, welcome to the arguably most difficult song I ever remixed/turned into metalstep. As you've read in the title, I went ahead and turned Doom Eternal music into metalstep. Now for this video you can skip to the finished track by clicking the timestamps down below, but by doing that you'll miss out on some cool tidbits about how I remix my stuff. Also, if the editing of this video feels different, that's because I got myself an editor and it's my dear friend Iber, so if the video turns out crap, just kidding. He's a wonderful friend, so be nice to him, please. Now, enough talking about editing, and let's get into the history of Doom music. Now, I love the Doom franchise, be it the original Doom, Doom 2. Doom 3 is kinda but Chris Brenner did an amazing job on the OST. And I played Doom 2016, and when I first heard the soundtrack, I was absolutely blown away at what I heard. Now, the music of Doom 2016 and its composer, Mick Gordon, have a very special place in my heart because the OST was one of the very first pieces of music and genre that I wanted to make when I first started making my own music. And I would watch endless hours worth of people creating Doom-inspired music, which got me into the Argent metal community, and the rest is history. So Mick Gordon, if you ever see this video, I don't know why you would, but I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making music that essentially shaped what I do and what I would end up doing as a hobby that I dearly love. And when I went to play Doom Eternal and heard it was Mick that did the soundtrack, and I was even more hyped, and as I expected, the game blew me away even harder than 2016. So ever since hearing the soundtrack, I always wanted to do something with the soundtrack of the game, and I have already done that, but it's more of a cover than a remix, and the production quality of that video wasn't that good. But if you want to check it out, then it's on my channel. You can find it pretty easily if you search long enough. So I thought I'd give it a second chance. And after spending many hours deciding which track I want to remix into metalstep, and it is the Cult Space. Now that we talked enough about the history and music of Doom, let's get into the music making. Now, the reason I chose the cultist bass theme is it has a lot of electronic elements to it, which works in our favor, and it's a track that has verses and quote-unquote drops that I could use and rearrange it. If you've noticed in the title, I tried to remix it in the style of PhaseOne this time instead of Sullivan King, since lately I've been loving his music and I feel like his style works for Doom more, since instead of using heavy metal as pre-drops or transitions like Sullivan King, PhaseOne gives the metal aspect of his tracks and remixes a lot more shine and care. So this fits much better for what we're trying to do here. So for the original track, I split the guitars and effects and made my own arrangement, and it turned out pretty well. The track itself is 174 BPM, which is perfect for drum step or drum and bass remixes. After splitting the guitars from the original drums, I decided to make my own drum pattern, which sounds like this. Now, the drums in Doom music borderlines on a mixture of electronic and actual drums, which I tried to recreate here. So I got some clicky kicks, some punchy snares, and crashes and cymbals to match the electronic vibe. For the drop drums, I used a dubstep kick and snare like usual, but this time a kick and a snare with more high end rather than low. Now, as I mentioned, I'm using the original guitars, but I also made my own variation of a guitar using a serum patch that replicates a guitar and added a bunch of guitar effects and amps and got this chunky sound. If you're wondering which amp I used Guitar Rig 6 preset. I think it was called 8-String Mayhem. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And I also recorded some bass guitar for some low end. Now, for the drop basses, I thought, what does the Doom guy use most in the game? Guns. So I went ham on the gun basses and made them as fat as possible, and here are the sounds. As for the sake of flavor, I kept the original guitar riff in there as well to add to that Doom vibe. Nothing is better than going to a dubstep rave after you've killed demons on Mars. In the original track, there is this creepy lead that plays and it sounds like this. So I went ahead and used a dubstep lead patch for this and it sounds like this. Also, don't forget your sub. For the FX, Doom used a lot of effects and an atmospheric sound, so I went a bit ham on the atmospheric stuff with sounds like this. And I recently got contact for Ultimate, so I messed around with the libraries in that and got some pretty sick sounds, especially the orchestral and cinematic rap libraries. And we're pretty much done with the track. This one was very challenging to arrange, but also very fun to do, so I hope you guys like it. And without further ado, here is Cultist Bass from Doom Eternal in the style of PhaseOne. Enjoy! And yeah, that's the end of the track. Hopefully this track made you want to punch some demons when you're moshing at Lost Lands to some dubstep. For more music, make sure to check out my Spotify and SoundCloud, and if you want more videos or music like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it as well. It helps my channel a lot. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.